3220 Passport here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and this is one of the very lightest double slide bunkhouses with an outside kitchen you'll find. This one, as built, only 6,140 pounds. That is literally 2,200 pounds less than a conventionally built camper with this layout. It's pretty impressive. So the question is, how do they accomplish that? You know, the knee-jerk thought is, well, they must just really peel out a lot of structure. And that would generally lead to a lot of warranty and reliability issues. But to counter that, I'd like to share with you that the last 2 years in a row, Passport RVs provided our lowest instance of warranty claims here at Haylett's. We have over 400 RVs in stock. We represent 32 different brands. So that's saying something. These guys have been on top not once but twice in a row with the lightest of our lightweights out there and our most affordable of lightweights. So there's a lot of good stuff going on with Passport. For instance, we have this huge front pass-through storage compartment. Now, I like to point out both baggage doors on both sides of the camper are extra large. A lot of RVs will maybe put a big door here and then a really small door on the other side because people shop this side of the camper, but you actually use the other side. As a person who goes camping, I can verify that for you. Other fun things on this camper right here, the fact that we have actually a double power awning setup, and we'll get back to that in a minute, and I purposely left them just drastically staggered to point this out. Most travel trailers only have a single awning. A lot of RVs with an outside kitchen don't have any sort of shade or rain coverage to protect that outside kitchen over there. This one does not suffer from that defect. Stuff like diamond plate, these are the kind of things a lot of lesser dollar lightweights are leaving out. And although Passport's very aggressive in their price point and competes with those, they don't compete with those brands by skimping on materials and whatnot. They're just a very high volume brand, the way that we're a high volume dealership. That's why we've always gotten along really well together. And it's always just, it's really silly stuff, like the fact that they have a big battery rack up here so you can put a double battery on there. That is now becoming more common because of guys like Passport having really made it a mainstream thing. Standard outdoor shower here, so that if the kids are at the lake or if you're doing some fishing and got to clean some fish, you've got a perfect little station to get everything cleaned up without tracking dirt and smelling everything inside of your RV. This does have standard forced air heated, insulated, enclosed underbelly. So this is a good extended season ultralight camper. That's something that differentiates it from the pack. Also, this frame, it's not much to look at. Unless you know what you're looking for, it doesn't really look that impressive. But it's what it does for you. This is not a traditional I-beam frame. It's a huck-bolted aircraft style frame made with HSLA steel, high strength, low alloy. Long story short, they can make the materials thinner but stronger. And that is one of the main ways that they've really stripped down a lot of weight on this thing. It makes a huge difference, and we're seeing this this frame used now on some of our big high dollar fifth wheels. We're seeing it used on little bitty lightweights. It's an excellent, amazing frame, but it does cost $1 more, you know, but it peels a lot of weight out of the RV. Now, before I forget, both of these awnings are easy adjust awnings. What I mean by that, 2 fingers, and that's all it takes to you know, put like a pitch adjustment on the awning. That's all there is to it. And then when you're done, kind of the same thing, just very quick and easy, it goes right back into position. The downspouts, your rain spouts on all the corners of the RV, those are you know, extended so that you're not dealing with black streaks. Not as much anyway. Nothing will ever totally get rid of them, but that will drastically help you. Black streaks are actually black algae. They, the rubberized roofing used on the roofs of 99.9% of towable RVs are, you know, just a growth breeding ground for black algae. That's where that stuff comes from. Then it rains and it washes down the side. The outside kitchen here in a Passport, they use a little shorter profile outside kitchen, but what that allows you to accomplish is you still maintain, well, you don't maintain, you gain an extra bunk down here, whereas most brands simply don't have it. They might have like a little built-in ladder or something, which is neat, but Passport will give you greater sleeping capacity. We've got Dad's, you know, medicine cabinet out here. Now, something I like to point out, in this pocket right here, if you look down, there's plenty of outlets. So if you want to keep your phones charging out here, any sort of devices, or if you want to bring a coffee maker, blender, or something out here, if it's margarita station, you can do whatever you want with it, really. And notice too that you do have these little extension countertops that slide out of both sides here, so you do have good counter space. Now, first time campers, you're looking at this video going, why is there a toilet with a door? And you're thinking that's really weird. anyone who's ever owned an RV, especially a bunkhouse, is going, oh, that is awesome, because it's going to cut down on so much dirt and foot traffic getting tracked through a camper. It's just not even funny. So again, remember that we do have a second purely dedicated awning for that door and this outside kitchen, whereas we have a normal patio awning space up here for that door and all this space. So you actually have more square foot of awning space on this Passport than pretty much anything else its size. Passport uses wide stance stability axles here. What that's doing for us is it's going to increase the stability on the road, as the name would imply. You know, if you stand with your feet really close together and somebody pushes you, you're going to fall down. You got to adjust yourself. But if you stand with your feet apart and somebody pushes you, you have stability. You can adjust to that. That's the same general concept here. Works a little differently, but same general concept. Oversized entry handle, standard on Passports. You're going to see a lot of stuff actually standard on Passports, and that's a big thing with them. The more they standardize, the more consistent their construction is. When you have consistent construction, you increase reliability, decrease warranty claims, decrease cost as a result. All that stuff adds up. Just little stuff like they put a little strut on this door so that door can't slap against the side of the trailer. You know, it's just little stuff like that that makes a difference over time. This is called the Granite Decor. But I do want to mention that with some optional stuff on this video and different color schemes available, not every single 3220 Passport that we have in stock is going to look exactly like this one. Some might have different fabrics. Like you might have the rattan, which is like a nice burgundy brownish type color. Everything will be fairly neutral though. Manufacturers don't do red, green, blue anymore. They just don't. So we've got a big super slide here to keep the family occupied on rainy days. You know, it gives everyone their own little place to go. Though this can jackknife down to a little sofa, you're probably not going to use that very much, not with all the bunk space you have in the back. Extra sleeping is probably going to be used by the U-dinette if you do need it. That can fold down into a 7-foot bed as required. There is also storage underneath the entire thing. You just pop up a couple cushions, there you go. You're not going to put stuff like your plates that you need every single day down there. You're going to put stuff like extra blankets that you're not going to need every day in there. Big wide open floor space. That's what I like about it. Even with all the drawers open, you have lots of room to walk around. You just don't trip over one another. And I love this almost like a barnwood style linoleum print here. That's just sharp. I just like that. Just little things too, like the fact that this has not just central heat but also central air in a very price effective lightweight. Those are things that tend to get left out of lesser dollar lightweights. Stuff like they've included an extra vent here above the kitchen space so that when you open these big windows to get some airflow, you can get good cross breeze. They do put a big window in front of the kitchen. A lot of manufacturers leave that out. It's all those little things that add up, you know. Now this closet is convertible. You can make this whatever you want. It could be a hanging wardrobe closet if you want to pop out a couple of these shelves. It could just be a giant pantry to feed everybody. It could be extra linen space for the bathroom. It could be a combination of anything you want, really. It can do whatever you need whenever you need it. Walking past the bathroom, just to give you a quick tour here, we talked about the direct access door. Now in the lightweight category, what you typically find is people will try to put this power vent fan above the shower and pretend it's a skylight. It just doesn't work as well. It just doesn't give you as much light. Not to mention the fact that they have max height ceiling or wall panels around here. This stuff helps keep the wall panels from getting water damage just from when you take a bath, basically. Stuff like that makes a difference. Now they do include a good sized cabinet right here. You can put a little trash can, extra toilet paper, your black tank tablets, all kinds of stuff. You can shove all kinds of things in there, and you will. Back here in the bunkhouse, this is really the focus of this floor plan. And what it's doing for us is it's making this a convertible room that can serve pretty much any need at pretty much any time. So like I said, one of the main differences in the 3220 Passport with the low profile kitchen is it creates this extra bunk here that most floor plans just simply don't offer. They just don't have that. This is just a giant blank wall right here most of the time. Well, they've still included storage right here, and you can see you actually get a couple good drawers that pull out right here. Passport's really good at hiding those drawers, and that's part of that standardization of construction. They can build these doors faster, which means less labor time, which means less money on the trailer. And you know what? It keeps those drawers in place just as well as anything else. It does a great job. Up here you do have the kids' own little entertainment center, effectively. And the hookups for those TVs are in here. I have people say, well, if you're going to put a TV there, where do you hook them up? Well, Now you know. Over here, this is what really makes this such a convertible space. You see that we have this conversion cube futon set up. It can kick out into individual full beds or smash them together and make a king. These rear cushions, these things right here, those float. So you can turn this thing into like a lounge. You can turn it into a sofa, into a bed. You know, I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm just a big kid, and I'm sitting here thinking, man, I want to make a fort. I want to make a fort out of that, and I really do. You know what? When this video's over, I'm going to make a fort. Boss is going to have to come find me. This bunk right here, this overhead bunk, actually flips up out of the way during the day. So again, you can have an extended living room, a second living room, a play place, you know, a second bedroom. I've worked with some couples where what they did is they took this out. They put a box spring and mattress down here at a permanent site so they didn't have to run the slides very often. And they had 2 separate bedrooms because one had sleep apnea and had a pretty strong snoring problem. The other did not. You know, they loved camping, but they just couldn't sleep in the same trailer together. So we found them an option like this that worked for them. You know, it's kind of the fun thing with camping. It's all about finding your own way around things, your own way to do things. So, you know, I love, you know, homemade campsite solutions. Again, good storage space going on in the kitchen with another big trash can space, which so many RVs lack. Even very high dollar fifth wheels often lack something like that. And again, we do have that standardization of construction where this door is the same as this door. So they were able to cut down labor time using the same door print multiple times rather than have a guy go through and add extra faceplates to drawers and stuff like that. And although that's not a big single item, it's the combination of that stuff over time that helps keep Passport prices in check, and that's why they are our most price effective of lightweights, you know. They do, and again, they're reliable, and they're light. They do an excellent job. Now, these overhead doors, these are going to get used the most. People will tend to bang on those, because here's the thing with kids, because this is Bunkhouse, I assume you have kids. They don't grab the handle and daintily shut it. No. They put their hand right here and they go, bam! You know, that's what kids do. So those upper doors are upgraded to a full hardwood set to help, you know, be able to absorb that impact. All-in-one AM, FM, CD, DVD, Bluetooth player, so you don't need to lug along extra electronics. If you do want to plug in a phone, you know, just to charge it, actually, there is a USB port that could do that. That USB port's actually designed to take a digital camera, plug it in, play a slideshow on your TV if you're so inclined. I also like the centralized command center because it has backlit switches, although the light's shining right on them so you can't really see that. But at night you can see if you accidentally maybe left your porch light on or something like that, or the current status of your water heater at a glance, you know. Now the other cool thing is the flat screen TV that comes included with this is always mounted on a swing arm. So there's no bad seat in the house. If you sit right against the wall in the slide out, you still have an ace shot at the TV. There is no bad seat in this house. And one thing I always forget to talk about, and I'm glad I sit down, is the extra little outlets. They, again, have tucked away all over the place in a Passport. They're very good for that. Passports don't use curtains like a common lightweight. They use pocket doors, and they actually track them in place. So this door bouncing down the road can't pop off a track. It can't fall off the top track and cause a problem. Passports do have bedside stands with outlets. So again, CPAP machines are an option here, as are, you know, phone chargers and all that good stuff. Now we also have a full 80-inch queen bed here rather than a 76-inch or 74-inch sometimes camper queen. And that is a very uncommon thing to find in lightweight trailers. Until you get to a pretty high echelon of stuff, you don't tend to find that. But again, that's the cool thing with a Passport. It is all thriller and no filler. It's all the stuff you need. It's all the critical stuff like a power awning and whatnot. It's all the stuff that really, really matters to enhance your camping experience. The stuff you're going to use every single day, you'll find upgraded. The stuff that is fun to look at but doesn't really do much for you, they don't put in here. It's a very intelligently appointed, very well-designed trailer that is Keystone's #1 selling lightweight for many years in a row now. So give us a call, 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, happy camping.